Hi everyone, Rory from Data Spinners here, and I'm just going to do 5 minutes with everything I know about the screen in PowerApps. Okay, so I'm going to jump onto here, going to go on a blank app that I have been putting together. So you can see here that we've got one screen here. I'm going to do a quick duplicate of that screen because what I want to show you is that the very first screen has got an Onstart property, which could be anything really, but it could be, I don't know, setting a variable or creating a collection or something like that. So it could be something like set GV color equals red. And basically it's going to do that on start. Okay, so when it fires up, that's exactly what it's going to do. I could put something like insert a button, just so that I can do something opposite, and I could say set GV color to blue. And what I can do is maybe pop a little label in there, and I can do a fill property, fill on that, and make it GV color. Okay, and that means that if I click this button here, I should get blue. Actually, I'm just going to press the Alt key, which they've given us, and you can see it makes it blue. Now, essentially what would happen is if I was to save it and go back into it, the very first time it opened, it would be red. So kind of carrying on, so you can see that there's an OnStart property for the very first one, but for the second screen, if you look for the OnStart property, it doesn't exist. It's only on the very first screen, so it's worth knowing. And if you switch your screens around, so that screen 1 becomes screen 2, if I can finally make that actually do it. There we go. What you'll notice is that the OnStart is still a part of screen 1, but what will happen is when you save out and then go back in, the OnStart becomes part of screen 1.1, which should really be called screen 2. Screen 2. So you can see already here that there's this OnHidden, which is obviously the opposite of OnVisible. So what we've got is OnVisible, something might happen. So let's say OnVisible, I'm just going to do some global variables. So I'm going to put set GV color, say color 2 to be red. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but anyway, it just means that when it's visible, that's what happens. So what we'll do is we'll do insert pop a little quick label in there, and we'll do the color property on that label is going to be GV color 2. Now what you can see on this is you can see already that it's not gone red, and that's like, well, what's going on there? But what happens with actually, if we're just popping a little navigate, which is quite a good example. So if I pop in a little button here, I can navigate ourselves back. So on select, navigate to SCR. There we are. Screen 1, comma. Let's just do fade, because there's lots of different ways of jumping between the screens. Fade just means it literally fades in and out, whereas you've got I think that's just kind of a job for another day, navigate. So there's another task for another day. But essentially what this will do is if I hit this button here, it will navigate us to the other screen, which is not very interesting. But what we can do is we can pop another button in here and pop it there, and we're going to call this, we'll put the text on that, which is currently button navigate screen 2. Now at the moment on screen 2, which I don't really want to go to, if we went there we would find that text box was blank. But what's going to happen is the minute we change this to on select navigate, hello screen 2 dot fade, comma fade. What's going to happen with that is the OnVisible property should kick in, and we should find the text box on the other page should register as being read. I have the feeling I may not have actually put the property on there just yet. Yeah, I just haven't done that, which is a bit stupid. In fact, no, I did do it, but I actually put it onto the color property, but not onto the fill property. Obviously, if I put the fill, so you can see that the actual the text color has gone red. What I should have done is put the fill property as GB color 2. And then everything's gone red at this point. So we've got little buttons that navigate us across the two screens and sort of set the different properties as you go. And yeah, it's as much as you kind of need to know. Now there are things, the kind of opposite of the OnVisible property is that OnHidden things can happen. So that might be something like insert, let's pop a little drop down in there. We'll do a little drop down, okay, and we will so you can see there's some different items in here. I'm actually going to do, instead of having that, is I'm going to have please select, do the quotes, then do one, nearly there, 2, and then that means I've got my drop down all sorted, and I can put my default property on that to be please select. And you can see that it's please select there. Now what I can do on that is on hidden I can use the reset function. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check this reset here, and now I'm going to put a variable gv reset. Now at the moment it's going to be upset with me because I've not sort of named that variable anywhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say on hidden set gv, what was it, gv reset to true, and then you do set gv reset to be false. It's just a bit of a flicking process that you have to go through, and so I'll just pop that through there. That should, and I'll just check this property here because it's still okay. It's not, no, it's because I needed to do that to go between the two things. So what that means is if we go here and I go and click 1, then if we jump to the other screen, what we're expecting is that the OnHidden property should kick in. So let's just check that OnHidden, it's going to flick it between true and false. Lovely. So what we're going to find is that should go, if I hit the button, which takes us back to the original screen, and then we navigate to screen 2, we should be back to please select, and that is what has happened. So I did intend for this to be quite a short video. It's fairly short, so hopefully you've learnt a few things along the way. So keep power apping and keep, make sure you understand your Onstart, your OnVisible, your OnHidden, so you can create some awesome apps. Cheers guys, bye.